Deputy Speaker. I just wanted to rise and speak in favour of these amendments again, and I actually want to take the Minister up on the observation that she just made, that this, the idea of Australia stepping into our obligations under the protocol is something that's been in discussion in this House in various committees since December last year. I thank the government for that level of consultation. I wasn't privy to any of those committee discussions. I have, though, read the reports since and have seen that during that process there was a large amount of feedback from key stakeholders across our country voicing really significant concerns about Australia stepping in to enacting any sort of legislation around carbon capture and storage. Those concerns were based on the why we were doing it at this point in time. They were based on the soundness of the research to support carbon capture and storage, particularly on the basis that it is yet to be successful in Australia as a nation. And those concerns were also based around the actual international citizenship of Australia and our behaviour by looking to actually offshore our own carbon dioxide emissions. So I would reflect back to the Minister that there was a lot of feedback during those processes, through those committees, of people raising concerns like that. What I would then also just feed back to the House is that at the moment in this place there is the largest crossbench in history, and we are here because our community said they want politics done differently. But like every other member in this House, we have very limited resources. I have one policy person, so I do apologise for not having engaged in this process earlier, but in trying to keep my electoral office running and then get across every piece of legislation that this government brings to this House in any sitting week, sometimes, even in my best efforts, I can only get to it in the weeks that I know it's coming into the chamber. So what I would ask is that, in consideration of that, we work together as a crossbench and a government to ensure that when those briefing opportunities are put in place, we are pushing each other more adequately at that point in time. My recollection of the briefing on this is that actually it was only in the last sitting weeks. We were given a very short briefing by two people from the Minister's team. There was no robust debate around it at that point in time. So I would just ask that there be consideration. Any piece of legislation is always open for consideration and detailed debate at this point, as is appropriate in this place. It's why we have consideration in detailed debate. And I would encourage everybody in this place, even those who are members of the major parties, get involved in the debate. Because if it's only going to be ourselves standing up from the crossbench debating this legislation in this place, Australians are not seeing democracy in